The last time the government put out a gazette notice invoking the National Police Service Act and declared an area as disturbed and dangerous was March 4, 2016. The term used then was Boni Forest was officially an operational area. This week, the Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet exercised the same powers and declared Kerio Valley an operational area. This is a simplistic word, but in essence it means the southern region of conflict in Baringo County has been declared a hostile area, which means the people within the location are operating outside the law and engaging in criminal activities. As a security expert put it, normal order of operations has been defeated. When a government declares that a place is hostile or an operational area, it means that the security organs have been given power to use whatever reasonable means to secure and normalize social activities of that area. The key word is reasonable means. Historically, the idea of reasonable force and means is always relative. Security officers in this case have been sent to restore sanity in a volatile region, and the process of flashing out bandits within the law is always questionable. But what reasonable means will they use? Under the declaration, the security officers will still operate within the law, but they have the power to use their given mandate under the law to ensure that the place is secured, private property is protected, and they must normalize the social cohesion of that place. Under the declaration, it therefore means nobody can come up, whether it's a politician or a villager, and complain that the police are operating in the area without necessarily involving the locals. There are no discussions or deliberations. Those privileges are not there in a hostile situation declaration. Reasonable force in the case of Baringo means deploying 230 police officers to the county. So what can we expect? The police have been given the mandate to operate freely outside political interference with this declaration. The only problem is that if the police do not understand or don't exercise what it means to operate within the law, then we could face unnecessary human rights violations. In normal circumstances, even IPOA cannot come in, because if a police officer feels threatened or is attacked, then he or she is allowed under this declaration to use reasonable force to subdue and eliminate the threat to their lives and property. So will disarmament work? It's a known fact that people arm themselves when they've lost confidence in the ability of the state being neutral to give them protection. If the police feel it's reasonable to disarm as they do the operation, they will do it. The problem is disarmament has never really worked in Kenya. Successful disarmaments historically have been thorough and ruthless and outside the law, and that's the reality. Will arming KPR from one community work? Government and security officials argue that the rationale behind arming more than 150 police reservists from one side of the conflict is because the biggest violators in this situation are the Pokots. The rate of dislodging other communities from their areas is now alarming. Giving KPR the mandate to work on this will be under the direct command of the immediate police officer, the OCPD or the OCS. If they operate under the law, experts argue this is not creating a militia, but giving capacity to the community within the configuration of the National Police Service so that they can assist their community against perpetrators of the crime. So what's the message? Now, this sends the wrong signal to the Pokots, who may end up feeling they are being divided and discriminated by the government, and two things might happen. One, they may surrender or go underground, or two, fight to show the government that they can do it on their own. Dennis Okari, NTV.